This is the Wellcraft 355. Now the idea of this is what they call a commuter boat. So it's designed to be a fast, offshore, get you from A to B sort of boat. But actually they've got some pretty good accommodation here as well. So certainly for a weekend or a week or two for a couple, no problem at all if you wanted to use it for that. And a lot of deck space on it as well. We'll come and have a look at this in a minute. But they've got a lot onto this, and it's designed to be a fun boat, just really a great way to get out onto the water. So we'll come all the way back. We'll talk about the engines first of all, which are right back here at the transom. And it's got three, let's come right on round, 300 horsepower Yamaha outboards. These are 4.2 litre V6 each. They are beasts, and they're giving this boat over 50 knots. It's an absolute flying machine. But you can drop the speed right back if you want to. If you drop it back to just under 20 knots, you're using about 72 litres an hour, giving you a range of about 260 miles. There's a boarding ladder just tucked away underneath there for getting on and off. You can board here, of course, from the pontoon and step through these gates, but actually it's got what the Americans call these tuna doors, designed for fishing really, but it makes it really easy from the pontoon just to simply step on board. There we go. This one's got the optional seat at the back here that folds away. Again, because they use these for fishing, of course, quite often they'll leave these completely open, but the seat's quite a useful thing to have. And what they've done with this is you've got the door here, but also this lift section here, and so this whole thing connects right through really easily. There's some storage over here, quite a useful locker, a bit more there, and then we can go on to the interior just here. So what we've got here is seating across here, there's seating here as well, and this table is a high-low table. You can drop that table down if you want to and make that into a lounging area or another bed. You can also fold that table in half. That section there folds across to here, so if you just want a smaller table for just sat around having a drink of an evening, for example, you can do that. It's really light in here because you've got big windows. You can see how that window there drops all the way down, but also we've got the overhead skylights as well, like this. And it's practical. Look at these rails that they've put in here, so when you're moving around the boat when it's running fast, you've got something to hang on to. Galley is over on this side, so we've got here, well, these are battery switches for a start, and then that one there is the fridge, and then there's storage about the place. So that's for your glasses or bottles or whatever else to go into there. And then in this one we've got drawers and a bit more storage. These are all soft closed drawers, like so. Let's clip that shut. And that one burner hob on here, and there's a little sink underneath there. It's not designed to be a full-on cruiser. As I mentioned right at the beginning, it's what they call a commuter boat. It's for getting from A to B, but it does give you those facilities there if you need them. There's a big opening window. This section here all slides, but what's really big is this door. So from here right the way through to there, that whole section slides back to get a lot of air into here and really good access. You can go behind this seat and through into this area, or straight from the helm. And then over here we've got these really lovely helm seats, lift bolsters, which means you can stand and lean against these if you want to, or drop them down and sit on them, but it also means that with these up it's an easy walk through. And then the helm is just here. It's a tilt adjustable wheel, so we can drop that down if we want to, like so. Engine controls are here. Some people ask why they've got 2 engine controls and 3 engines. It's because they're all electronically synced now, so when you're running fast you just use the 2 controls. In fact, I think you can just use 1 control if you want, and all the engines are synced to it. If you're manoeuvring, you can use the controls individually to operate the outside engines, although what you would normally use when you're manoeuvring is the joystick, and that does everything for you. So you can just push that to the side, for example, and it just pushes the whole boat sideways by configuring the direction of the engines independently of each other and the gear shift. So that's a very helpful tool. Bow thruster on this one as well, and then the multifunction displays are in behind here, like so. Oops. Let's put that back on properly. There we go. I'll edit that out later. Switch gear is here, so water pressure, anchor winch, lights, wipers, all that kind of stuff, all switched from there. Bilge pumps down here, and so on, and that's a searchlight control. And that one there is instrumentation for the Yamaha engines, which you can also get up on here, of course. This is rather clever. This is the door down to the lower deck, which you can close off, but when it's raised up, it's got a glass panel in it, so you don't notice it at all. That's a good idea. Another seat over here, so we can get 3 people sat across here very comfortably, and they've got a handle to hang on to as well, which is always nice. And the same in front of this one, so everyone's got something to hang on to. If we come forward again, we've got the steps down. Well, first of all, we've got locker in there, a couple of the infill cushions are in there. That's for converting that table into a sleeping area. And then quite a nice little cabin in here. As I say, I call it a commuter, but for a couple, you'd be very comfortable in there for a week or two, wouldn't you? No problem at all. Little seat, I said sink, a little seat in there as well. And then plenty of light in here because you've got the overhead skylight, big bed there, and then a heads with separate shower. Pretty cool, huh? That is a good size. There we go. Let's go and have a look around the outside, because that is interesting. Now what they've done with this is they've given it asymmetric side decks. I should point out as well, actually, these are opening roof sections here. I don't know if the battery's on. No, it's not. But if it was, we could open those. That's to stop people like me fiddling with them, isn't it? Let's come back here. Another door on this side. This is one of these transom gates again, so you can get in and out of there very easily. And then these are, he says confidently, as though he knew. I don't. Let's have a look and see. Okay, bits of storage. I guess perhaps you'd use those as bait wells as well if you're into the whole fishing thing. There we go. Now, asymmetric side deck. So nice deep side deck on this side and a shallower one. If I shuffle over to the port side over here, it's still usable, but the idea is that 90% of the time you just use this one to go up and down. That you can certainly access, but it's much easier on the other side. And the idea of that is to push this out as far as possible on that side to give you the maximum space in here. Obviously, the more you take out for side decks, the less you have on the interior. So to have one really good side deck, really wide, and then a nice wide interior is a very good compromise. This is this massive door that slides. Look how big that is. And if we come up here, you can see what I mean about how that can access into the helm, or it can access, you can see straight through here, into the aft section. Also means if you're at the helm, of course, it's really easy to come straight out onto here and forward or back. There's a pop-up cleat here, so you can grab a line, put it straight onto there. Makes it very manageable. Let's come on forward and let's take a look actually up on top, because there's a big light bar on here, but the other thing that's up here, these are these sliding roof sections that I was pointing out when we were inside, and there's the glass panel at the back, that skylight. But these are designed roof bars basically for if you want to have, I don't know, paddle boards up here or kayaks or other outdoor fun pursuits, that's where they can go. Very helpful. And then look at this up here, fantastic lounging area. And this is quite neat. This is the hatch over that forward cabin. So it's for ventilation and light and so on. But you can then drop this one over. I'll show you first of all, it's got cup holders in it, which is a nice idea. And then that drops over, use a little clipser to secure it. So of course, when you're running at speed, you don't want that blowing up. So that clips down there. And then you've got these little chaps here, who look very pleased to see us, don't they? There we go, let's drop those down. There we go, and that gives you massive sunbathing up on the front. And this is this asymmetric deck, see what I mean? You can wander down here, it's still usable. So if you're cleaning the boat or you just want to get some fenders out or whatever, then you can certainly do it. These little silver fellows are pin lights, they're all the way around here, here, around here, so it's all illuminated at night. And then there's another little seat here. And that has got a bit of storage under it like that. Gas bottle lives here as well, and that little silver fellow there is for a table, so if you want to put a table up here you can do. And then finally you've got anchor winch, of course, right up here on the bow. Thusly power winch, and you've got a handle there as well for a manual override. There we go. If you want something to do some serious speed up and down the coast, and also give you a decent amount of space when you're at anchor, and also something you can spend a good week or two on, problem at all. That is quite a tool for the job, isn't it? So there we go, that's about the size of that. Massive thanks to Atlantic Yachts, they organised this tour. Huge thanks as ever to you guys for watching it. Let me know what you think of that one, and we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care, bye bye.